Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I'm going to get into a frequently asked questions video, but before I do, I need a special announcement. You guys are excited about Rage. I know you are. I know I am. I'm giving away 2 copies on the channel, and I actually want to announce that there are other content creators who have been blessed in the same way in order to bless their communities of people who you need to go follow. We got Bronze Dragon giving away 2 copies, KGM Jam, Splinter Zone, and then Gathering the Magic, my buddy. And finally, Buns, Bags, and Caps on Twitch. He's going to be holding a tournament, and so there'll be more giveaways over there. And so just excitement from our community, excitement with respect to this new airdrop, and then Kai beyond that. Guys, this is awesome, and we'll be doing a live event on this channel, so stay tuned for the details on that. After the Rage come in, we'll be holding a special live event, and everybody who's there will have an opportunity, so make sure you mark your calendars. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Stick around for the video. Bye for now. Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to get into another frequently asked questions video, which means I'm going to go through my comment section, find 3 comments from 3 different videos, and do my best to answer those. I love it when they're something real, they're substantive, there's some meat on the bones, or if you've got some controversial or critical opinions, I'm willing to discuss those. Sometimes they make for good content. So please, whatever you're thinking about the game or this space, I would love to see it in the comment section. Let me know on any video, including this one. I haven't looked at the comment section before. This will be the first I've done it today, and so I don't know what we're getting into. What else can I say? My name is Dwayne Cunningham. I go by Infidel1258, but you can just call me 12. Okay. I also like grabbing some of these smaller ones. We just rip through it a bit. I don't know how to say your name though. Hui Kwan said, with respect to the upcoming burning event, if it's random, I won't join. I think he was talking about the Great Burning 2.0, but in this video, I specifically was focusing on not the Great Burning, but actually the idea that you could burn specific cards and, like, let's say burn 5 commons and get 1 new common. Like there's some formula where you actually can delete your old cards and get new ones that you maybe want. And so just so you know, that video, I think maybe you didn't watch the rest of the video or something. Now Dunn says, with respect to Soul Keep, now playable games in the SPL metaverse is always more playable games in the SPL metaverse is an awesome thing. I agree. We've got Soul Keep. I consider Land its own game. We've got Splinter Forge. We've got I mean, I guess I don't count. What's that farming one that just recently used DC to issue a new NFT? So I mean, there's going to be growing connections across different games with outside of Splinterlands, even within Hive probably, but then with outside of this Steam Monsters company, which is great. It's good, man. That's the sort of thing that draws more attention. Even if they don't know about Splinterlands, they come to us or they get connected through the tokenomics, and suddenly the economy is growing. Okay, let's grab this one here. Looks like it's a bigger comment. So with respect to the burning idea, burn 5 commons, get 1 new common, burn 4 epics, get 1 new epic, something like that, right? Banana says, I've said in the past that there are too many tokens already. I think soulbound cards should just be convertible to something like dust, and then you can spend them on whatever soulbound cards you want, but the soulbound cards would just be soulbound in this scenario. I feel like it's a good compromise. I don't know where we're ultimately going to end up with respect to the soulbounds, but I do think the vision is that they will be burnable, they will be unlockable. I feel like that's pretty much now decided. And I feel like Bananas is saying he doesn't want that. I do think Splinterlands is going to say within the next 4 to 6 months, we're going to see the first end of the Soulbound cycle. That's the Soulbound reward cards that we receive in this game. First time that's ever happened. And we'll get a new issuance of Soulbound reward cards, I assume. Now, it might not, the next set of reward cards might not be Soulbound. I actually don't know. I expect them to be, though. And I expect those soulbound reward cards that we are going to have an end to, the ones we're currently receiving, to be unlockable, transferable, tradable, sellable. I expect that to have a DC cost or a voucher cost. And so I think that's now decided. It feels like Bananas is saying he wishes that wasn't so, because he says you know, there was already too many tokens. I don't want to worry about another way of figuring out card burning like I was suggesting in the game, or even dust. It seems like maybe he's okay with dust, but he really doesn't want it. And more than anything, I'm hearing you know, you really want the soulbound cards to be not transferable. I'm really torn about this. I can see pros and cons about soulbound cards being transferable or not transferable. If they're not transferable, it really is a reward that you receive for your time and attention that you can get no other way. That's awesome. I mean, it is important to say, asterisk, we could still buy, you could buy one another's accounts. If somebody has an amazing soulbound deck on their account, and if cards are never made transferable, it would still be possible to buy that account and thus trade non-tradable NFTs. But that's pretty niche. So on the one hand, non-transferability, I see it as cool, as interesting, as exciting, because it means scarcity. It means I earned it or I didn't. My time and attention means something in a meaningful way. I get access to some amazing reward cards, legendaries, summoners, etc. that are exceptional and I want to have access to, and you will never have access to if you come later. So in some ways, it's like this real special differentiation across years, which I would love. But at the same time, I actually really would be excited to see value, US dollars, in my account by way of my soulbound cards. I feel like my soulbound NFTs are cards that I've earned over time and they represent my effort. And I want to receive, I think Splinterlands has been historically really good at giving value for that effort. And that's happened in the form of the SPS airdrop, and then later the SPS, now currently SPS being handed out for wins, etc. But even this and the reward cards previously that were transferable, even though they were relatively cheap, they were a value that you received. And now even the soulbound cards, though we can't currently, this is a card I own, and I have 122 copies that are in excess of what I need. So the idea that I can then unlock it and sell it is exciting. That's a value to me. That's because I earned that over now, I think, a year and a half or something like that. I would love to be able to realize some sort of real world opportunity from that. So I guess what I'm saying, Bananas, is I'm not sure exactly where I can see arguments for why we should have soulbounds made transferable and why we should leave them always soulbound. And your suggestion does feel like a good compromise, but I think I think I'm going to be happy no matter where we land, is what I guess ultimately where I'm at. And that's probably not very satisfying to those listening, because some of you hate soulbound being transferable, and some of you think every soulbound should be made transferable for free. And so this is a divisive topic, and I frankly don't care which way we go. I'm just excited to see the next set of soulbounds or the next set of reward cards. So that's where my attention goes. Thanks for the comment though, Bananas. You're always dropping great comments. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, let's grab a different comment from a different video. This looks like a good conversation. Same video though. Lots of comments on that one, eh? Okay, here we go. This is So this is the video specifically talking about the Great Burning. So that last one was about burning soulbound reward cards in a new way, where you get, you know, you select which ones you want to delete and you get new copies of new soulbounds. This comment is returning to the conversation around the Great Burning, where we will burn cards or vouchers or DC. And I think whether it's the Great Burning 2.0 as previously proposed, or if it's some new iteration, I think we can expect those events to happen in Splinterlands. So I was talking about it, saying like, look, I think this is going to be good for us, regardless of whether you're a whale who participates or not. Let's see what Yellow has to say. Matt was clear that it does not cost them much to make this event happen, but the 100K we are paying is so that the team does not release any more cards too soon. That would ask more money from us and increase the inflation of the cards. That's mostly why. I like that you provide that comment, Yellow, because to be honest, that wasn't perfectly clear to me. So thank you for that addition. I don't have anything to say about that. I trust Yellow's comment there. So essentially they're asking for the 100K just essentially to buy them more runway, so they don't have to release cards right now because they don't want to. They want to issue more inflation. But since that was such an easy comment, let's read Basil Marples. He goes, how much do you think it might cost the DAO to pay Splinterlands to build a new mini set that we have to burn stuff to purchase? A new mini set that we have to burn stuff to purchase. Okay. I think I actually think we should go even further than that. I think there should be an entirely new Splinter whose cards are only purchasable by burning assets. Ooh, that would be, people will say play to win. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong, Basil or whatever, but the first thought that comes to my mind is play or pay to win. Because if there's a whole new Splinter and you can only access it by dollars and there's no way to earn it whatsoever, I think people are going to feel pay to win. Aren't we always going to need to burn stuff to keep assets scarce? I think that's true. We are going to. Why not make a whole new Splinter based around the concept of asset obliteration? They can be rivals to dragons. Dragons hoard treasure. These guys destroy treasure. It could be alien themed, like quantum paradoxes led by Thanos, types of with a clicky finger powers. Interesting. Or they could be Gladius cards. Now I want to stop there because you've already said so many things, and I want to get in there a little bit. So the idea of like a counter dragon is interesting to me, because dragon is works with every Splinter. You can, when you pick dragon, you get to also pick a secondary Splinter, and they're quite I consider dragon more powerful than every other Splinter because of that. When I just from that basis alone, I like the idea of like a yin yang. You got dragon on one hand, and I don't know if I like the alien idea, but what about the idea, the thread of treasure? Because you talked about dragons like treasure. I immediately started thinking dwarves. Now dwarves are like a race and not a Splinter, and we see dwarves are within every Splinter, so maybe that doesn't work. But dwarves love treasure too. So I guess I'm just saying I like where this is going. Let's keep reading. They can be rivals to the dragons, or they could be like Gladius cards, nice and OP, but they're only allowed in certain rule sets. You could choose the card that you're burning for, so there's no RNG involved. That's interesting. I'm not sure how that would work, because if you can pick the best cards, you're going to see more inflation on those. But let's keep reading. Just straight up payment, but maybe there could be some skins and aesthetic stuff that you could add. I mean, hell, you could even burn more cards to add an attribute and get armor or extra attack. I really like the idea of being able to burn cards to upgrade in different ways. Like that's what we already see with BCX. You burn 399 copies of a card, a common card, and you end up with 400 max. That's what happens when you max out a common card. So I like the idea of like being able to upgrade them in an additional way. Like what about, you can buff those maxed out monsters with items that get upgraded themselves. And we already know items and spells are coming into the game, so that's theoretically possible, but would it be broken or overpowered? The team would have to really navigate that wisely. Because if you could just arbitrarily, or let's say selectively add 4 more hit points to a certain monster, that's going to be more powerful on some cards than others. And maybe at some points, if you don't look at the whole history of the game, every card we've ever created, it's possible we go too far and that ends up breaking something. At some league level or some guild brawl or some tournament gets broken because of that small addition. But I like the idea of armor extra attacks. It could be customizable. I love that. Think how many assets we could burn if it is like this. Yeah, I think that would burn a lot. If you had to keep burning to keep upgrading items, I think, and I do think we're going to see a bit of this when items and spells really comes to the game. So we'll see. And then let's see. So exciting with a whole new impact on the game. Sure, it's a big project, but like I said, we're going to want to burn more assets. With every new reward set that comes out, why not bake a bum game into the foundations? Yeah, I think I agree with you. At least I like where your head's at in terms of these thoughtful ideas on how we could, facilitate more burning in the game, different types of burning. Maybe introducing new Splinter is a cool idea. I don't know if I necessarily like the idea that the only way to get it is through, I don't know, burning. Or I love it if they're going to release new Splinter. I really think that needs to be within a new pack set, and then everyone who wants that pack has access to those cards. Then peer-to-peer marketplace can sell you those things. Or I guess if it was a soulbound thing, playable, then you can earn it through play. But it's an interesting conversation, and I really like that comment. Thanks Basil. Okay, let's get one more. Okay, let's see. Firebolt, did we already comment on? No, we didn't. So we're talking about Soul Keep, and I was talking about my thoughts on it. I'm excited by it. Firebolt says, I'd say good luck, Soul Keep. Now let's see what the Splinterlands team could do about that non-profit bot farm rental market. non-profit bot farm rental market and find other ways than just gaining small percentage on all rentals. Maybe the company could offer rentals on soulbound cards. If they make money, we make money. That's interesting. Interesting. I don't like the idea of them being able to sell it because that would be minting new. And in some sense, renting them would be minting new because you would be satisfying desire that exists already that goes towards the acquisition of Bibles. So like picture this, you go to the marketplace. Now, this is not exactly what you said, but I just want to, for the sake of showing something within the market, you know, let's say people really love Adelaide Brightwing and they can't. Okay, what's a better example? People, let's look at Untamed. Untamed is no longer an issuance. You can't buy Untamed packs, but you love the Phantom of the Abyss and you want to get copies of it. Now you could go to the marketplace and buy it from the peer-to-peer marketplace. That's the only way right now. But what you're saying is, what if they actually, within the context of soulbound cards, I know, and it's a slightly different conversation, but just for, again, visible depictions here, picture you could come here, buy Phantom Abyss and pay this price right here, or I could rent it from the team and they would just kind of mint a new copy, which would delete after my rental term expires. There's no reason that the game can't do that, but I absolutely think the team would never do that because that would represent taking away the buying pressure from the marketplace, which would undermine their entire value proposition, which is buy assets, hold assets, because 1, they're collectible, 2, they're scarce, 3, they're desirable, 4, once they go out of circulation, no one else will ever have more copies of them, meaning you, the holder of them, Dwayne Cunningham or whoever, you know, is listening to the video, have the unique opportunity to receive the benefit from the sale or rent of those. So I really think they would never do that, but that doesn't mean I'd want to sit with that more. I think generally speaking, I'd be a no on that because of that reason alone. I don't want to undercut the value of the marketplace. And even though the soulbound cards are not yet on the marketplace, I expect they will be through transferability, meaning I never want to see the team offering them, you know, through direct sale mechanisms or direct rent mechanisms. And I agree with this. He says, I say good luck to Soulkeep. Like, let's focus on our game. Yeah, you know, I want Soulkeep to be a success. I have 150 packs or something like that. I'd love to get more. I'm going to play it, I think. I expect to play it, let's say. But yes, I don't want Splinterlands focusing on it. There's too many things going on in Splinterlands alone for our team to be distracted with soulbound or moon carts or whatever else comes next, right? We need to focus in on making this what we expect it to become, and that alone is a full-time job, even for what the team we have in its current iteration, let alone, or even in its sort of its peak iteration with 100 employees or whatever they had at the pinnacle. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for your time and attention. If you enjoy this sort of content, like and subscribe. If you want your questions or critiques answered, leave the comments below. And I just want to say, have an amazing day. God bless.